the concept of consistency. Now, consistency is such a unique and very important concept that it is the one singular thing that has the ability to just make you better in every single area of life. If you talk to successful business people, they have a huge understanding and they're able to really apply the concept of consistency. If you ask them, what was one of the things that made them successful, consistency would definitely be there. Now, it might not be, hey, it was consistency, but as they describe to you what they had to do, it'll be consistency. If you ask a couple that they've had a successful marriage for a very long time, or they're very happy, they're going to tell you the same thing. Consistency is the one key ingredient to a happy relationship. Any sport that you do, any skill that you do, there is consistency. The best athletes, they understand this concept of consistency. Now, naturally, I'm going to go into the dog training area because that's what this channel is about. But consistency in dog training, really even in dog ownership, is the one thing that is going to take your relationship with your dog to the next level. And it's the one thing that's going to make you a way better dog trainer. And why this is probably so important is, look, in general, there are three things that we need for a dog, to learn, right? To become skilled at something. And that is timing, consistency, and motivation. Timing is very important because obviously the gap between cause and effect, or the gap between behavior and consequence, it's got to be close enough for the dog to make an association. That we know that. Motivation, we need to apply stimuli that motivates the dog to do something or motivates the dog to stop doing something. But even those two, like, you could go a little bit without, or you can kind of sacrifice a little bit on timing, and the dog can still learn it. You might not even get, the motivation 100% all the time, and your dog will still figure it out. But the one thing out of those three that is the most important is consistency. It's got to be consistency. Your timing might be excellent, but if you have no consistency in your training, your training is gonna suck. You might have figured out exactly what it is that your dog likes and what he's willing to work for. You might figure out exactly what type of stimulus makes your dog not want to do something. But if your consistency sucks, you're not going to do well. Your training is going to suck. Your training is going to suffer. Do you see how important consistency is? But now, if my timing sucks, but I'm very consistent, my dog is going to be way better off. If I'm not good at figuring out what my dog wants, what he's willing to work for, and what he's willing to stop doing something for, but my consistency is on point, then my dog is going to be in a much better position to figure things out. Really, everything revolves around the concept of consistency. Okay? So not so much perfect action, but perfect consistency. Okay? Not so much perfect timing, but more so perfect consistency. Just in general, consistency is the one thing that's going to make you a better dog person, a better dog owner, and naturally a better dog trainer. If you're a dog trainer, you need to convey this concept a lot to your clients. That is the one thing that is going to make them better. You have to realize it is the one thing that is going to make them better. The dog is going to be much happier when the dog has consistency in the relationship. The dog is going to be much better off learning something new if you are consistent about when it gets rewarded for those new behaviors. And people think that lack of consistency makes the dog happy, and it really doesn't. Like if if you ever are in some sort of relationship, whether it was with a parent or with a significant other or with a friend, the most stressful relationships to be in are the ones where you don't know where the other person stands. Where sometimes a comment makes them fly over the edge and they just fly off the handle. And other times the same type of comment makes them laugh. Where sometimes you say something and it makes this person engage in a conversation, and sometimes you say something similar or you say the same thing, and now, they get really upset. Have you ever been in a relationship like that, whether it was with a parent, a friend, or a significant other? You know that was a stressful thing, right? Well, at times they were so happy with you, they loved you, they gave you a lot of affection, and other times, under the same, very similar circumstances, they were just completely pissed off with you. It's stressful. And even though those times that everything is well, they do feel good, the times that it's not acceptable, that just adds stress over the long term. It's just not sustainable. What this means for my dog is, if at times I allow you to do certain things, and at times, unpredictably, I don't allow you to do them, there is no signal for it, it's not under stimulus control, I'm just random about it, that is going to affect my relationship. So it doesn't matter how many beds or how many expensive equipment you have for your dog. If your relationship sucks in terms of consistency, your dog is not going to be a very big fan of yours. You're going to notice this dog is not going to be a big fan of yours. So consistency is the key word. It is, without a doubt, consistency. Very important.